Oh. Tyler, what's going on? Have you listened to Castle Dean lately? All right. Oh, I need to do Kyle. Going pretty good. I was on a good painting roll. The only issue I ran into was that I had so when I get like when it's time to paint, it's time to paint. Like I get all this prep bullshit out of the way, and I don't put on the damn face mask and fire up the airbrushes to go in there and like dick off. Like when it's like pouring concrete. Like when the truck pulls up and the mud starts hitting the damn ground, like the shit don't stop. Like you pour it. That's how I am when I paint. Like when the damn airbrush and the compressor goes on, like it's time. So I had uh, I had all my stuff from the yesterday I was painting, and I got all of it done, but like two baits, and I had like 5 boxes come in last night, so I opened those up, and I had uh, one, two, three swim baits, and some other bullshit, some rock crawlers or something. I was like, all right, I'll put the rock crawlers on the back burner, and uh, I'll do these three swim baits. So one of them I knew what to do. The other one I messaged the guy and said, hey, what do you want to do? He's like, I don't know. I don't know. You ever do this? You ever do that? I was like, well, he's like, I'll let you know. I was like, well, you need to let me know, like, quick. uh, because like it's going down. You know what I mean? I said I got one dude's bait to paint. I would while I'm going, I would like to continue it. Um, so uh, he said I'll let you know today. Uh, so could have had 1 day service. Got the bait yesterday, painted it today. Would have gone out yesterday or tomorrow, but instead we wait. We wait. Whatever. Oh, Marty Burns, how goes it? Fishing the southeast. I'm on the lake right now. Had close to a 7 pounder. Brennan, I thought when I first read your comment that South Jersey said it, and I was like, South Jersey, you can blow that smoke up somebody else's live feed because I know you ain't catching a damn 7 pounder up there in Jersey. But then I realized it said fishing the southeast. Uh, so in Georgia, you could certainly be pulling down a 7 pounder. Um, yeah, that just means the big ones are biting. So keep hammering after them. What's this? What's the? Yeah, That's what I was thinking. Marty, I am between right now and the time we eat. I have to paint 200 Christmas trees and get all this shit sipped out and get hooks and shit on them. I don't even have hooks. I might just sell them without hooks. Um, because I can't get hooks right now, and I don't know if I can get hooks in time. And if I didn't have hooks, uh, I might have enough to do some, but then Amy would be stuck putting hooks on, which she could. She's certainly capable of it, but I don't know that I would want to uh, make her do that. Um, but that might be the case. While I'm gone, she might be the hook and shipping department. That might be a good test run of her skills as a Tackle Crafts #1 right hand employee. Uh, but PB is 6.8, and my friend caught an 8-pounder here this year. No, but it would certainly be not of the norm. Like for you to just out be fishing and catch a 7-pounder, that would be not nearly as probable as Brennan. The next question is, Brennan, what did you snag this 7 on? Please tell me your swim bait and not a Ned rig. She's gonna come in here and put hooks on baits and go live. Say, what's up, tackle crew? Uh, oh, I need to do. Here's the oddest. This is one of the strangest requests I think I've ever gotten. Notice anything weird about this bait? Notice anything odd? Ah. There he is. Maybe the man can explain it. Old No Eyes. Oh. Yep. Old No Eyes. Maybe that's the new trend of 2023. The blind baits. They are blind. Dude, Corey, I had to catch myself about 4 times from not putting eyes on them. And then because I was about to clear coat them, and I was like, don't clear coat. That doesn't have eyes on it. And I looked at it. I was like, no, it doesn't need eyes. Jeremy, you don't like eyes either? You will be sad when she has 10 times the views you get. Yeah, probably. That would be a nice, that would be an interesting social experiment. The Smithwick bone, no eyes, deadly bait. So I wonder. I mean, I guess you could never figure that. But if you could take a calculation of the last like 5 years, how many fish were caught on a crankbait, and then the fishing lure industry would just remove all eyes from fishing lures and then take a count of all those fishing lures that had no eyes, if there would be a difference. Certainly. Maybe not. Do eyes matter? I think they do. But I think at some point, on some days, nothing matters. Like when they're biting and you're like throwing what's wiggling right and looking right and color and action and all that shit's like right. Like it doesn't matter. It's the wobble, not the eyes. I don't know. I mean, it's certainly the wobble, but I don't think eyes hurt. That's the difference. Is I don't think eyes hurt you. Whether they help you or not, debatable. But I certainly don't think that a fish is repelled by them. Do eyes matter? What about on a jerk bait? Something that's what about something that's sitting still and there's a fish looking at it? Think it could be turned off by no eyes? I don't know. All you guys that say eyes don't matter, take a picture of your tackle box and take all the eyes out of your baits, and then report back to me how you feel, how it makes you feel. Baxter, what's up, dude? If you'll do me a favor, go to the bait room and take all the eyes out of all your baits, and see how you feel when you go fishing. I don't know. It would bother me. It would bother me. Maybe if it didn't have a gate. Maybe it didn't. Maybe if it didn't have an eye socket to where it looked like something was missing. But like this bait still looks like something's missing, but it doesn't look as bad as if you left the eyes off of like this, where it's just like a gaping hole. It gives the bait a soul. I think you're right, Kyle. You nailed it. It gives it its personality. Without it, it's just a blank piece of, you know, dead plastic. You give it an eye, and it comes to life, and it's something that you can hold. That's like a thing. You know what I mean? Uh, but I think you're right, Kyle. I think it gives it life. Uh, to us fishermen, to the bait itself, I think everything about it is what it needs to like come full circle as a bait. I mean, even if I'm painting a crawl pattern, when I used to do like back in the early days when I first started painting, I was going to revolutionize the painting world because everybody oriented their crawfish patterns backwards, and I was like, oh, I'm going to paint mine. I'm going to paint mine how a crawfish actually swims, where the eyes are on the tail and the segments go towards the nose. And I would dot my eyes and put my eyes on the tail of the bait, and that just got to be annoying because on like a plastic bait you had eye holes and they just looked dumb with nothing in them. So tell Spro and Megabass they don't need eyes. Most recognizable eyes in the game. Yeah, they certainly 100% add value to Megabass products. If you take Megabass's eye out and you put some shitty looking generic little pupilled cheap eye in their bait, that less than a cent eyeball takes your bait from a $25 jerk bait down to a $7 jerk bait in a product that costs less than a penny. That's 100% fact. Like that is like that's we I don't think there's any arguing whether a fish would bite it or not, but as far as product value, that adds a ton. Uh, a ton. Spro, eh, I think Spro's eyes, they're they're definitely unique to their brand, which is great because you see that eye and you automatically know it's a Spro, which is brilliant on their part because they use that as a way to differentiate their baits. Um, so that was wise, um, and it does add value because it adds uh, curb appeal or recognition for Spro. Do I care for them? Not really, but they look pretty good. They're not, my first choice, but they're not as sexy as a megabass downward looking eye. But they I do I wouldn't put them on a bait if I were like designing a bait. I wouldn't be like, that's so badass, I gotta have that. But they do look good. So I guess what the moral of the story is, when you guys send me baits to put to paint, I'm just not going to put eyes on them. I'm just going to ship them back to you and tell you to eat a dick. Like, I don't need eyes. Everybody on the lives and everybody on my stream says eyes don't matter. So why am I wasting my time? Y'all can just have blind baits. UV eyes would be interesting. I don't know much about UV South Jersey. Cranks is just for appearance unless they have some sort of reflection or red color or some fiber optic eye. Sixth Sense has some bunch of eyes on sale right now. I need to go shop and see if they have some weird sizes that I'm interested in. I need some big ones. I used to order all my components 5 6 years ago, when I was in Austin. Uh, Casey used to sell me all the. He'd sell me hooks. He'd sell me split rings. He'd sell me all the like stuff that goes for baits. I'd buy my hooks, my split rings from him, um, and I would buy eyes from him. His eyes were great, but my favorite ones he discontinued. But I've got a lot of them. Um, Brendan, don't sink. Uh, South Jersey, we have somebody on the Instagram feed that says UV is a gimmick. Defend your UV, please, so we can all be educated on what makes UV not the ShamWow of fishing. Did you see those UV BKK hooks that have UV paint on the shank? They have red, chartreuse, orange. They need white. It reminds me of the Southern Treasures DVD where they painted the hooks. I did see those. They look pretty good. I think I saw somebody with the orange ones. I think I saw a picture of the orange ones on a DRT, TK or Clash 9. I can't remember, but they were cool looking. I don't like eyes on some tight baits. It almost looks like the white or yellow blur on the head more than eyes. Yeah, I mean, when it's wiggling fast, it probably isn't looking like much. Here I was on Hella's comment defending you on why your gear is undervalued. Your gill is undervalued. No, you're not going to put eyes on them. Just lose 10 points in stock trade. Pretty much. If it gets good, I'll swap over to YouTube and argue so you aren't the middleman. Uh, I haven't heard back from South Jersey. I feel like he's working on his novel over here. We'll see. South Jersey's about to drop a thesis on our ass on why UV's legit. I had a customer that wanted UV additive on orange bellies. I mixed it up and painted. No, these are Mike Renault's, I believe. Marty. He built a nice bait. Old Renault. I think he's from down this way, towards Biloxi's. Biloxi. Yeah, these are. This one is called the Big Woody, and this one's called RS7, whatever that means. Um, YouTube is taking for answer. YouTube is taking forever to show my damn answer. It must be too long. You can convince me that they can see UV. Some people just want that little edge in their minds, I guess. Well, UV is for fishing deep. It's the last light that vanishes when fishing super deep. It definitely helps and can't hurt. All right, South Jersey, here we go. If you want to talk about deep fishing, I've thought about this before. I hear guys talk about what colors disappear at depth and all this kind of stuff. Red disappears first, so on and so forth. If you're throwing a 10XD or a man's 30 plus, or if you're trying to get down to that type of depth, why aren't guys throwing more black crankbaits? I'll wait. If it turns gray anyway, or it turns some sort of off color. Oh, 65 feet. Such you fish 65 feet deep with UV colored lures? Are you lake trout fishing? But I do wonder at depth why a black crankbait wouldn't excel. I've never experimented because I don't have anywhere to experiment really with cranks of that depth. I don't know though. I would think 25 feet deep, 20 feet deep in murky water, which isn't that deep. If you're trying to be seen, a black crankbait would certainly because I mean apparently Tyler it just turns like gray. Great questions though. I've helped him a bit on his bait building. Jeff Klein helped him on the deep divers. Oh, another news, I cracked my phone screen today. That was nice. Nazario, I'll check my messages and get back with you promptly. I need all the stuff that makes you wonder. All the stuff that makes you wonder. And black is arguably one of the best fishing colors there is. But it just doesn't it just doesn't connect in the deep world. At some point it'll happen where there's going to be some guy and it's going to be some pro or some YouTube dude and he's going to go out there and he's going to smash them on a black crankbait like a deep diving one or something and the world's going to wake up and they're going to go oh black when we've been sitting here talking about it for 3 years. So I'm saying, South Jersey, it works for literally everything. Like that's the other thing about black is an incredible there's a ton of the population that frog fishes. It says that's the only frog you need. I only throw a black frog. You know what I mean? You hear tons of guys say black's the only frog color you need. But there's a lot of people that are very, very, very hesitant to throw a black walking bait or a black topwater trebled bait. Like if it's got treble hooks on it, black does not go with that. in the general population's eyes. I fished a lake that looked like chocolate milk and smashed the bass on a pearl white crankbait. Yeah, speaking of dirty water, my the river was blown out many years ago, and my fishing partner, we pulled up to this clay point, and it was like chocolate, dude. And for whatever reason, he picked up a bait that was he picked up a zipper worm, like a little one, and it was the green weenie color. So it's got the little bitty tail on it, and it's got some ribs. So I guess I can feel that. Um, but when I tell you it was chocolate milk, like it was like negative visibility. And he pitched that damn zipper worm over there on that point and catches like a 3-pound spot. How did the fish even find that? But I've heard multiple stories of guys fishing like watermelon jigs in heavy current and heavy mud, catch a shit out of them. It's like kind of like in all that turbidness of, I mean, you can only imagine during like flood conditions when the rivers are blown out and it's chocolate milk and like all that shit's coming down the river, and it's like how do they even find a little watermelon zipper worm or a jig or anything? I mean, it's amazing. But James Frady, what's up, dude? Correct, South Jersey. It does. It's the like you said, it could be the perfect color. Uh, yeah, that South Africa special from Zoom is wild looking. It's just black with a bunch of random glitter in it. Um, Anthony says on Instagram that big black spoons work all day up north. I've never seen anybody throw a black spoon. I don't hate it, but uh, that's the first I've heard of a black spoon. Eyes or no eyes is the question. Um, but I've got Marty. Did I show these off? Did you see these? These are my WEC replicates. And I've got a clear coat on this. I got all these things. They're all this one color. Smash the river smallies on a flooded river with a white and black crank. I mean, you can't argue with contrast. South Jersey, I think Kyle might have just turned you on to the most magical color you could ask for. Sounds right up your alley. And you can change the name of it to South Jersey Special. How about these little guys? Man said he wanted a red belly. Red it is. Oh yeah, here's the here's the blueback. The blueback bone. Can't see him. Tyler, you throw in custom DT or you throw in stock DT? What's your favorite DT color? Oh. Tyler, y'all have rocks? DT6, Ozark Shad. Didn't you get the matte finish ones from me, James? Oh, speaking of, look what your boy has tied on. Can't see it. Not enough room. Something like that, Mr. Frady. Funny you mentioned that. Yeah, that belly is very red. South Jersey, you're being a wise ass. Does not look as good as you would think. It's just dirty. Cosmetically, it's not too beat up. Like it doesn't have any like gouges on it or anything. But that's my Scorpion 1500. Diesel Powell 723. It's my cranking combo. Painter's Lipless Pro Pack. Do you have them to green? I don't have Nazario. Those are all gone. I had one of those and it sold. So that was a one and done. I need to take it. I need to hide it from the website. That was a one time thing. Me just having fun. So Rich, nah, that's from you know better. I will be working until I leave. Shad with blue scale, shad with purple scale, shad with chartreuse scale. I don't know what that means, unfortunately. Speaking of sideways eyes, I got 6 of these in the mail. The funny thing is about this gentleman that sent me these. He's from Kansas, and I noticed that he had sent me baits before to paint, and then I bought some stuff on eBay, and it was from him. And I messaged him. I was like, "You sell a lot of stuff on eBay?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, why don't you like we could work out a deal if you're sitting on tons of Bagleys. Why don't you just trade me for paint jobs?" He didn't want to do that. He just wanted to, which I'm okay with. I don't need any more Bagleys. I mean, and I buy them. I buy them probably cheaper than what the valuation I would get for a paint job. So I just continue to buy them from him on eBay. But uh, I thought that was interesting. Can you show the rusty crawl color? I don't have any. Eric's got them all. I'm out of rusty crawl anything. When am I coming back home? Marty, I'll be gone for like 10 days, dude. Uh, I'll be back first of like end of the first week of December. I'm thinking. I'm not sure. I don't want to be gone that long. It's driving me nuts. It's driving me nuts. Do I use line conditioner on big game? No, I just change it. Um, that's the beautiful thing about big game. No line conditioner necessary. Like if I know I'm going fishing, you can just spool up. And the key is the big spools, because if you buy the little filler spools that are like 900 yards or whatever, they have the memory of the spool. But if you buy like one of the big ones, they have the memory of that spool, which is large. So the castability of a line that's lived on a little spool is less than the line that's lived on a large spool. So back in the day when you'd go to Academy or somewhere and buy a reel and they would spool you up off those big bulk spools, the line always felt awesome and very supple, as they call it in the industry. But it wasn't really the line; it was that it was coming off such a big spool. Um, so then you go home and you'd spool up yourself on some with some little bullshit spool, and it was always like real coilies because it was coming off a little smaller spool. Um, Meet you on Friday. No, I will be gone, Burns. I will be gone. Um, where am I going hunting? I am going hunting in southeast Kansas. But what I was also saying is South Jersey is that uh, you know, big game typically will get a little coily on you once it's been sitting on your spool for a while, but it's cheap enough that you typically don't have to have it on your reels uh, very long. You know what I mean? You don't have to like you're not worried about saving line. Uh, you can buy one of those like 3,600 yard spools for $30. That's what they used to cost. I don't know what they cost now. They're probably 30 to 40. But dude, 3,600 yards of line is a lot. So you could spool up every rod and reel you got for a long time. Um, Jason Christie said the rut is starting to heat up in Kansas. Yeah, we're usually up there about uh, post rut. Um, it can get difficult at times because when the majority of the rut is over, there will be it'll be like a ghost town, dude. Um, it'll be like a ghost town. Like you won't see any deer. You won't see a buck. You'll see some little like shithead spike or something walking around and like some does. But as far as like big class of deer, you don't see anything, and it's like this weird post rut funk where, and it's not even post rut. It's just like a weird in between the rut and no rut, to where there's like in 5,000 acres you've got two does that are hot, and every deer within 30 miles are following those two does around, and it's I mean, it's basically just a waiting game or trying, like, how do you, like, you can't, like, if you see a doe like on the side of a hill somewhere, you can't go, oh, she's hot. Like, you don't know until you see like the train of bucks behind them. And I finally realized it, like, after hunting out there for 10 years, that when she shows up, like, the party's about to start, because friggin' bucks will start jumping out of everywhere, dude. It's wild. It's awesome though. Like, if you can get around that window. Um, I'll need to get the same level with the. I'll get to the same level with the DT10 and not stay hanging up a regular cast. I'll throw a jig instead of a Ned rig. Uh, Jeremy, you're not going to catch many fish until spring. You hate Ned fishing rock crawlers. TK, see that Bass Cave video of Brian Thrift showing the cranks he modified with baby oil to weight them a certain way? It was super interesting and reminded me of those old cranks that had oil in them. No, I know. I know. Sabile did a bait with some juice in it. Um, I don't really know the science behind it. Did he explain why he did it? Like, what it does different than actual just adding regular weight? Why the oil? Um, Nazario, I'll give it a look. Tyler, when are they going to take you? I'll have to check that out, South Jersey. I love looking inside people's uh, stockpiles of lures. Oh, there it is. I looked right over it. All right. Good. How many baits I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 of his. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 15 of his. It's 30, and then 2 blind eyes. I'll send you some bucks I've had show up in my backyard the last 2 weeks. They're plenty big enough. I hear you. Not interested. If you got big deer coming in your backyard, then yeah, no use in traveling and spending the money. Marty, they did show up. What's that big thing? Tim Maynard, what's up? I watched the live today with Andrew and Todd. No, I didn't see. I didn't get a notification. Maybe because I don't follow Andrew. All right. So I bought this painter's tape, and it's not 3M. I typically always buy 3M, but I got this because I was in a bind, and this is what they had. And this stuff is awful. If you're looking at taping bill lips, just spring for the 3M. It sticks, but it comes off. The problem with this cheap stuff is it sticks too good. It sticks to itself too much. It's very frustrating to try and unmask bills when it's like fused. The tape is like fused together. Um, got 3 small bucks that have been hitting an acorn tree about 20 yards from my porch. That's not bad. Your Big M deep diver. That thing's large and in charge, Burns. Very large. I like it. Later, Rich. Stay warm. All right, let me get to wrapping. Let me get to wrapping baits up. Kyle, a little bit of everything, but mainly swim jigs, and Todd fishing at Gville. Over 2 ounces, really? I didn't. It didn't feel that heavy. That's a lot of bait, bro. Shout out from Vegas. What's up? Yeah, I paint a fair amount of gear for some Las Vegas dudes. Um, Tim, did watch Mr. Missile Bait video on your stumping ground lake? I got some KB2s I need you to paint, but I don't want any eyes on them. Tim, no problem. No problem. Nobody's getting eyes anyway because they're people say they're poo poo. Dude, this is my favorite thing to see. Because it's such an old school thing that you don't see anymore. When guys used to write the depth of the crankbait on their bills or on the bait. This is such a 90s thing to do. Take your Risto wrap and go crank around and then say, yeah, that one get to 10. I need to write that on the bill so I can remember that. I think those days are behind us. People just pull out their live scopes and say, this bait runs 10 feet. I'm good. Lewis or Louie? Lewis? How is y'all's water situation? Lakes get a little water in them. I heard y'all got some rain. Need a frozen tequila chartreuse Marty crank. This would be a beautiful candidate. It's a pretty bait, Burns. It's a pretty bait. I like that. I do have an idea for one I would like to have brought to fruition. Burnsy, I meant to message you. I meant to message you. Uh, 35 feet low in Kentucky. That's pretty low, bro. That is pretty low. All right. Jake, what's going on in Central Texas? Got a question. I'll have to tune back into that. There you go, Tim, just for you. I did watch Hella's video. I need to get on there and make a comment about his native gill that he got from me. I didn't. It was hard. It was hard for me to watch. Not because of anything Hella did, but because I don't like watching or listening to people talk about me. So I tried to watch the video like probably 4 times, and I was like, I can't do that right now. I can't do that right now. But it was a very nice video from Hellabass about his native gill, and I was very appreciative that he did it. But hard for me to watch at times. It's like when you're at your wedding and people start passing around a microphone. You're like, uh-uh. But if anybody wants to come over to the house, we're going to have a bill masking party later. I got a big old box. Got lots of tape. You can come over, drink beer, watch old fishing YouTube videos, roast reality TV, whatever you want to do. Sit by the campfire. I just need 10 baits a minute. That's all I ask. That's all I ask of you, is that you can keep a pace. You got any Let's Go Brandon wrapping paper? Hayden Green, I don't. I just have whatever they sell at the dollar store, the Dollar Tree. Kyle, it was different. It was different. I will say I will go back and watch from time to time. I will go watch me and Bama Bass catch them in that pond. That was fun. When I really need when I've really got the urge to fish and I can't go, I'll just watch me and old Bama Bass Stephen Russell rip on spinnerbait fish. That was fun. We caught the shit out of them. I will say he threw me a curveball that morning. Because we got out there at like dark, like dark, and we were waiting on the sun to get up, and he had a like a green pumpkin spinnerbait tied on, and I just had a white one. Like, you know, I figured we're in this pond. It's got a million fish in it. Like, it's not going to matter. So it's pretty much dark, and we're fishing down the bank, and I'm throwing my white spinnerbait, and he gets he gets the only bite we had that morning. Actually, he gets two, like a 5-pounder and like a 4-pounder, and they were all before the sun came up, or right as the sun was coming up, and I hadn't had a bite yet. And I was like, what's going on with this? And I started thinking about it, and I was like way later, like months later, it's like, wonder what was going on with that. And it was 100% profile. Like, the color certainly mattered, and it was that dark green pumpkin, like, silhouetted better than the white for whatever reason. They wanted that dark bait when the sun wasn't up, and it kind of took me off. It kind of caught me off guard. I was shocked by it at like when it was happening. I was like, this is odd that they won't hit white, and in low light conditions. But it certainly made a difference until the sun got up. And when the sun got up, old Whitey started showing off. You can go back and watch that video, dude. It was nasty. But Chris, I have not talked to Stephen Russell, Bama Bass, since COVID, since I had my daughter. That was the last time I talked to him. I can tell you exactly when it was. It was May, 29 or 2020? Yeah, May 2020. Yeah, I keep saying I'm gonna call him, but I haven't. I'm the world's worst about that. Because I'll get in my truck and I like go home, and I'll be like, oh, this would be a good opportunity to call somebody that I have been saying I'm going to call for a long time. And then I think about it. I'm like, dude, you're about to be home. You have to cut off your conversation. Just ride home in silence. So that's typically what I do. For fear of not having to call somebody and then be the dick that says, hey, I really enjoy this conversation that we just got going on, but got to run. Carries. He did tell me back in the day when we were fishing together that he had plans for that. Had plans for that pond. Hopefully that still stands, because I want to take the bean over there. So Stephen, if you're watching, I want to take the bean to your pond. She wants to catch some bluegill. Actually, she wants to catch anything. TK, what walking bait do you have that I was thinking you could make the bait into a Magnum eye bait? but you don't see much over here. The small garage made baits and allow people to not have to use BFS. What walking bait that you have? I was thinking you could make that bait into a Magnum eye bait. South Jersey, I don't know that I'm following what you're asking. I'm a little bit confused. That was fun though. Getting to see, it's not every day you get to see behind the scenes of like how a 500,000 subscriber YouTube channel goes about his job. Pretty interesting. Oh, the walking bait that you have, I was thinking you could make that bait into a Magnum. What is an eye bait? Old Steven. Old Bama Bass. I want to go try some of his crawfish. He says he's got the best crawfish I've ever had. I didn't get to invite to any crawfish bowls, so can't be the judge. He said his crawfish recipe is dialed. Said I'll be the damn judge of that. I think he gave it out on a video. I got some baits in there just clear coated. I need to take them outside. It's a BFS style bait that has no joints. You could have a joint, but a lot of them don't. And it's for very high pressured waters, and it even takes a minute to just swim very slowly on top of the water. Jeremy, y'all don't have crawfish bowls up there in Kentucky? South Jersey, if I'm following what I think you're talking about, I have an action in my brain that I want, that I've been chasing for quite some time, and I can't for the life of me figure out how to do it. Like, it's almost maddening, and it's so stupid that I can't figure it out, but it's been very troublesome to me. That's probably half of the reason why I haven't put a shad bait out, because this whole time I've had this one action stuck in my head that I wanted the bait to do, and I can't make it do it. And so it just sits there getting nothing done to it. South Jersey, if you don't mind, send me a video of that, if you can find one. Any thoughts on Marty? We've talked about it. It looks like nothing at all. Jeremy, you should be the crawfish supplier and print money, dude. Just go do your run and get you a truck set up to where you could bring you a couple 100 pounds of crawfish back, bring you a big trailer with coolers on it, then bring back about 500 pounds of crawfish, and then divvy them up and sell them for a premium. Um, any thoughts on Milliken Fishing going pro? He's going to fish all 9 opens. Maybe Baxter can fill in for the 6th Sense YouTube video fisherman. I mean, I don't know. The only thing I think he'll have that'll throw him off maybe is the multi-day. I feel like that's the hardest. I feel like that's the hardest hurdle for guys to get over, making the jump from local to uh, pro style events. Um, but I think when you're used to like me, if I go out and fish a tournament, like I've got it ingrained in my head that I can burn anything up. I can go and I can try and catch every big fish that I know where they live. And you know, I don't I don't have to worry about like I can hit a spot 10 times, I can do whatever, like nothing matters. You don't have to save anything, like it doesn't matter. Um, but on trying to rely on patterns on a lake you've never been to and manage fish that you found for multiple days, I think that hurts the guys because like as a local tournament guy, how many opportunities do you really get to compete locally multi-day events? Usually a championship. You might have 1 or 2 of those a year if you're lucky that you get to fish 2 days. Um, but luckily, like small scale stuff, you don't typically get much experience fishing multi-day events. Um, but I mean, I certainly think he's capable of catching fish. I don't know if he's going to go the way of. I mean, I certainly think he knows more what he's doing than Oliver Nye or Rob Turkla or any of those guys that have tried the opens. I think Ben is the most proficient angler. Um, my video on my phone is upside down. Burns, am I upside down on Instagram? It's probably just YouTube being shitty. Burns, South Jersey said they have figured it out in Japan, so I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna look into that. No, Marty said I'm normal. South Jersey, tell them they're holding their phone upside down. Tell them to quit hanging from the ceiling. Yeah, YouTube is less buggy. Oh, I didn't take pictures of these, I don't think, did I? Grizzly Sead says YouTube and Insta look good, no issues. Did I take a picture? Hold on, Instagram. I'm going to pause y'all for a second and see if I have pictures of the no-eyed baits. No. All right, Insta, I'm going to let y'all go because I'm going to use my phone to take a couple pictures of these baits before I wrap them up, and I've already wrapped one of them up. I need to take pictures of these no-eyed baits. See y'all. All right, it's just us girls now. All right. All right, it's done. Dude, Grizzly, if you never tried fried turkey, don't set the damn neighborhood on fire, but that shit is good. Easiest way to do it, go get you the damn Cajun injector at the grocery store, the Cajun butter or whatever. It comes in a big jar. And inject that damn turkey with that Cajun butter stuff. And fry that bitch. You will never eat turkey the same again. Fried turkey is the truth. I don't know. Only seen it in horror videos. Yeah, peanut oil is key. I don't know what the deal with Mr. Milliken will be. I haven't talked to him since he tried to tell me that some 6 Sense movement bait was better than a WEC E1. What planet is this guy on? I said, no, Milliken. I said, well, that's an interesting take, but since you believe that, I have lots of those 6 Sense baits that I will certainly trade you for that WEC E1 you have hanging on your garage wall collecting dust. I'll send you 5 of these damn whatever dickhead 6 Sense bait it is. He didn't take my offer. It makes me wonder sometimes if he hits the bong water. I don't know. I don't know. All right, what else do I have to get shipped? Got to put this Scoper Die shirt in the mail today. That was a good sell. Some t-shirts moving. Now I gotta I guess I'll prep these damn things. Still waiting on that guy to message me back. Yummy bong water. It'll be really it'll be interesting to see what happens to him in the opens. And he's also got I don't know though. It's gonna be interesting because he's got a good basis coming from Nebraska, like how to catch those fish, and then he comes down to Texas. I don't know. It'll be really interesting to see how he does. You gotta watch these damn hooks on these things. They're damn sharp. Gimmies. Major striper fishing. What are you dudes talking about over here? No comment on if Ben's gonna sink or swim on the opens. Or does nobody care? Milliken will live and die by live scope, and if you can't see them, he's done. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna cut it. I don't think that's gonna cut it. I mean, what happens if he goes out and he wins the first two events? The dude's head will explode. Tim, there's some damn giants up there, dude. I don't know how y'all grow them that big, or what's in the water or the soil or whatever. But I think that's the best kept secret in the U.S. Right in your backyard. All that tidal stuff on the East Coast. Like from the James down to Georgia. That'll be my claim for the day. Best kept secret in the nation. I keep looking up at my phone's on Insta. It's not. Hey TK, what split ring pliers are those? These are Xurons, Xuron. I haven't seen the new Texas Tackle ones. I'm not a huge fan of Texas Tackle. Split ring pliers, I know people say that they're good, but the reason I like these is because I can get in tighter to the bait, and the point is snubbed. So I'm typically, if I'm putting bait hooks on baits, I'm typically putting hooks on baits that aren't 100% cured. Like they're hard, like the clear coats, they've just been clear coated like the previous day or whatever, and I'm putting hooks on them. So if I have a pair of split ring pliers that have a straight point on them or just a flat point, and like a Texas Tackle that has the little pyramid inside the thing, I can't get that tight inside of a bait, and I run the risk more of gouging the bait if my pliers slip, or if it's a hard angle, or if I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing. I felt like with that style of plier, I would the pliers would slip, and I'd like hit a bait on the belly, and I might damage it. So these are the most efficient for me and the easiest on the baits if you do slip and you like hit the bait. And they just work good. Like all sizes of rings, like they're just good. So I stick to the Zurons. I've used them all, and that's my favorite one. The catfish are freakishly huge too. The world record blue cat was caught 10 minutes from my house in 11 feet on cur, 146 pounds. Wow. Was that on a rod and reel or on like a trout line or a jug or something? How do you catch a 146-pound catfish? The Rapala ones could be great if they fix the damn tension metal clip in the middle where it doesn't come out. The best thing I think to ever come out of Rapala, no, excuse me, it was Berkley. I'm not typically a Berkley fanboy, but when I went down to Apalachicola and I was fishing down there in the salt, the guy we were fishing with, he knows some dudes at Berkley. He fishes with them. They came and prototyped some Berkley Gulp years and years, like 15 years ago. They had all these different formulas they were trying out. But anyway, so I think he's still in a little bit of contact with them. But he had some Berkley braid scissors, and those son of a bitches were awesome. Like, I don't usually get too like chubbed up over anything, but I used his scissors to cut fishing line with, and they were awesome. So I said, kudos, Berkley. But I don't see anybody pushing that product, like any of their pro guys. I think like of all the Berkley products that stand out to me that should be promoted, like if I was on their pro staff, y'all would get tired of me talking about the damn scissors. Y'all would say, TK, okay, we get it. They're badass. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Go buy them and find out for yourself, because if I were a pro on Berkley's pro staff, I'd be trying to get my name on the custom scissors. Rod and reel. About jammed a hook in my finger. My buddy Zach used to hold the North Carolina Blue Cat record. He broke it twice in 18 hours. One was 99 and the other was 105. Wow. That's some mighty large catfish. The Cuda braid scissors are pretty good for the money. I haven't looked up those what those actual Berkley scissors were since then, but I will be ordering a pair because they were really good. And he said he had cut a lot of line with them, and he's in the saltwater, and they're still like super sharp. So I'll do a. I'm going to do a. Do a little ordering of those. I use the Boomerang retractable braid cutters. I have seen those. I think those will be harder for me to keep up with. The little kid scissors at Walmart are great braid cutters and cheap rounded tips, so you don't feel free to run with them. Oh, that's good. I can hold them when I jump out of the boat. You don't know. Hey, did you ever get that boat? Whatever happened with that? Amy's calling. Hello. Uh, Talking on YouTube. What are you doing? No, you're just on it right now. Who? Oh, yeah, I can. There you are. Can I be home at 5:15? Amy has a birthday party. Well, if she goes to a birthday party, I don't have to go. I go get a evening live stream live from the crib while I'm masking baits off. You attach them to your bag and never got to worry about losing them or misplacing them. South Jersey, for some reason, attaching things to things where you're not supposed to lose them seems to not work for me because I always seem to need them outside of the reach of whatever they're attached to, and then I undo them and then lose them. Because what'll happen is I'll need them, like my bait will get hung in some like black death on a dock or something, and I'll like, oh, I need some scissors, and I like rip the cord out. Um, the best $1 scissors you'll ever buy. Well, it's not the worst thing. Why can't I send you friends and family? Well, businesses can't receive PayPal friends and family anymore, thanks to you know who. I don't want to get shadow banned. 4 foot. Bought one closer to home. That's good. You enjoying it? Are you happy with your purchase? That's such bullshit. Okay, was just a bit confused, but it makes sense. It doesn't make sense. Okay. Um, did you see the deal I emailed you on in Birmingham? Recently? Travis, yeah, I'm just sitting here sanding uh, rock crawlers, waiting on some dude to tell me what color he wants his swim bait so I can go paint them. Catch a few in a 20, 30 pound range every year on a jig. I love to see that little hottie Hannah Barron come up here and handfish some of those 100-pound blue cats. Oh, Hannah, dude, I can't get over her accent. It throws me off every time she opens her mouth. in a bad way. Travis, I am starting tomorrow. Uh, starting tomorrow. Dude, I'm still getting messages about those damn things. So I'm going to see what the market will bear. Yeah, she's little. She's tough as damn nails though. Give her that. I'll give her that. I mean, she's responsible of for pretty much blowing up that whole noodling thing, isn't she? Wouldn't you say? I think that's what it is, Tim. Is it sounds like it would be like what she'd be like one of my little like redneck buddies. Like she talks like a dude, just with like a higher voice. Hey, you paused me. I really thought the noodle thing was a thing back in the early 2000s. It could have been, but I feel like she was the one that like. I mean, what other hot girls were noodling in the early 2000s? Or were there other? Were there was there precursors to her? Yeah, she goes all over the place now, doesn't she? Like she goes hunts Kansas. And, has anybody had a phone screen replaced lately? I cracked mine today. Hello. Jeremy Wade had a show on noodling 10 years ago. Damn it, Hella. Quit your damn job, bro. I keep wanting you to like perform. Stupid work. Just talking about noodling. Very true, Hella. Can't afford to buy all the fun stuff that we all enjoy. Hello, what kind of scissors do you use in your boat for cutting line like braid? Do you have a favorite? I recently, back in October, tried the Berkeley scissors, and I'm not usually a fan of Berkeley products, but their scissors are legit. Um, the whole Black Rifle Coffee group of women do those type of vids. I don't know what the deal is with Black Rifle Coffee. Has any like is there coffee that good? Is anybody like a coffee aficionado? Or is it just like rebranded Folgers? Because I see all the smoke and I see all the bullshit that goes along with Black Rifle Coffee, but I never actually hear anybody like talk about coffee. It's they sell you on the lifestyle and you know all the bullshit They know how to advertise. You got it, John. They got it. They got that figured out. Uh, but what is the shit actually like? I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid, dude. Like I see what's happening here, but is your coffee actually good? Um, so they have mediocre coffee, world-class advertising and marketing abilities. Got it. Just as I suspected. Just as I expected. A group of vets started it from what I thought, and then they sponsored some bass events, and that's what made Huck fishing. I don't know. They did a really good job of like making the brand like Black Rifle Coffee to me is less about coffee and more about Black Rifle Coffee, the brand. You know what I mean? Like the image and like the shirts and all the that stuff. But I've never actually seen anybody. Tim, that is 100%. I learned that early on when my goal was to be the master painter and just paint in order to sell. Um, I thought you just needed to be the best because I kind of looked at business with like a or not necessarily business. I looked at what I was doing kind of in like a sports, and I was naive, obviously, but I looked at it from like a sports perspective. Like, if you want to go be in the MLB or you want to go be in the NFL, how do you get there? You just have to be better than everybody else at football, and then you succeed. You've got a little bit of size on you. You got enough, you know, to work with. You're not 5'2" and a buck 10. You're 6'2", 6'3", 6'1", whatever. You're fast. You work out. You try. You're athletic. You've got that kind of going for you. You're like, all right, you know, I just need to be better than everybody else. So you practice and you get real good. Well, you should get picked up by somebody. Somebody should see interest in you and see value in you, and you go to the next level and you do this and that, whatever. Well, that was kind of my take on painting. It's like, well, if you want to succeed in painting and you want to be seen, you just paint better than everybody else. And I thought that same thing. That's what drove me in fishing, as in for fishing, because as a kid, I always wanted to fish professionally. So dumb me as a kid obsessively fished to become a pro. And I used to hear the pros say, man, you got to want it. You got to want it more than anything. And like, all I did was read Bassmaster books and go fishing like anywhere I could at all times. And I would fish for like, my parents would have to drag me out of the lakes because I would never leave. Like I never in my life have ever gotten tired of fishing. And so I was like, surely these guys talking about this like aren't more hardcore than this, are they though? Like, do people like are there people more hardcore than me? But you don't ever know. But so I thought my passion was probably there, and then I started working on like tournament fishing and like how to catch fish and how to do all this kind of stuff. And like, then after all this, after I felt like I had gained all this skill set on like, how to catch bass, uh, I slowly started to realize once I was like 30 that you don't have to be that good. You don't have to be the best angler in the world to be a pro. And that kind of turned me off to the whole world of professional bass fishing, because I started seeing these guys and I was looking at their, how they were doing in these tournaments. I'm like, these guys never do good. They always suck. Like, why are they pros? Because they can sell shit. That was a tough pill to swallow, but it is what it is. Hayden, I guess package it well. Put it in between some cardboard. I like to espresso. We got coffee talk. I used to think I knew a little something about business. That is until I started running one. Now I think I know even less. Yeah, that sounds about right. I had blister sunburns when I was a kid because I fished. Exactly, Jeremy. That's why you're here. That's why we're talking. Is because we both cannot consume enough bass fishing. Like I never, when you're growing up, you can never find those people that will talk 24 hours a day about bass fishing and never get tired of it. That's why we're here. That's why you and I are buddies. That's why we're talking, constantly. Um, don't forget, TK, you got someone like me, can't pay to save their life, but they have more followers than some, took major pride in their work. Hello, which one are you? But it was interesting hearing all this, because Ike was the biggest proponent of telling you to go get a marketing degree, and you know they told you that, but and it needed to be explained. Oh, you can hell yeah, hell that's why you have your own live stream. That's why you have your own channel. That's because you never get tired of it. Like it never gets old. Um, and I don't think like truly it can't get old because you're dealing with a living creature that like changes in it like never ending. It's an impossible. It's a puzzle that you will never put together completely. Like you will never know. There's no definitive in bass fishing, and I think that's what I love the most about it. Is like there is no end. Um, that's what I like about music. There's no end in music. Like you don't get too good. You don't write too many songs. You don't like you can't like you what can you what instrument can you master? The piano. Say it's the piano's been mastered. Um, but seems like a lot of pro anglers have marketing degrees. Like no joke, when this goes off, I'll probably call a buddy and we will talk fishing for a couple hours. Yeah, I mean that's like if somebody calls me when I leave here and like wants to talk fishing, I'm not gonna say, dude, I just been talking fishing for like 2 hours. I don't want. I've had enough fishing. No, never ends. Never ends. Um, but like as a kid, when I would hear Ike talk about, you need to get a marketing degree, you need to go to school. Like I didn't even know what marketing was. Like it didn't. I didn't see how that tied into fishing. Maybe I was just an idiot, but it didn't add up. What I needed to hear as a young angler is listen, for every hour you spend bass fishing, spend 45 minutes learning about sales and marketing, because sales and marketing are what make the industry go around. I guess they were probably telling me this, I just didn't want to hear it. I would just like, obsess over catching bass. Uh, but I think that's what's so great about like YouTube now is that you know you can fish professionally and you never have to fish a tournament, which is awesome. Jeremy, it did, but I still think that's the thing is like those guys. There was guys that didn't catch them that great back in the 80s and 90s that still managed to survive. But the guys like you really like back then, you had to get in Bassmaster, Field and Stream, Outdoor Life, in Fisherman. Like you had to get in those magazines. You had to get in your local newspaper. Like you had to do all that stuff to survive. And in the fishing world, on top of catching them pretty decent, um, which I think like guys now got it. I feel like they've got it easy compared to those dudes because there was a lot more. I think networking was a lot uh, like face to face interaction with like getting in front of the right people physically was a lot bigger player back then. And I don't like now you just sit on your phone and send somebody a message and be like, hey, let's collab, and it's done. But if you wanted to get into a newspaper, like you probably had to find the outdoor editor or whoever the writer was, and you know pay him or convince him to do a story on whatever you're trying to sell. And they don't tell you how to do that. Um, Tim, that would be a wonderful book. That would be a wonderful book. When you write it, let me be a let me add a little couple of nuggets in there. Um, Maybe I just learn different, or maybe I have selective hearing. I don't know, but all right. I'm gonna go. I might go stick some eyes in some baits. I gotta be home at 5:15 because Amy has to go to a birthday party. But I think that's part of what it is. I don't know, Tim. I feel like all that, like I didn't know how to process the information that I was given because I didn't know what was out there. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know what the world was, so uh, I didn't know what all this shit I was hearing meant. Like I didn't know the ins and outs of like how shit really happened, and I think that was the biggest thing. That was the biggest thing. All right. Thanks for sticking around, dudes. Y'all be good. I will talk to y'all on the next one. Maybe I'll have some more goodies to show off. South Jersey, good talking to you, bro. We'll see y'all later. Later, Tim, Hella, Kyle, whoever's left. Y'all be good. Hayden, see ya. Stearman. Lurkers. I'm going to hit the red button. Jeremy, that's who I missed. See ya.